Hello, welcome back to the Fish Locker. I'm on my way to go and meet another YouTuber. Now this lad is from the same neck of the woods as me. We're from roughly the same place in the country. He's, to be honest, he's a bit of an urban legend. It's all sorts. Some people say that he's over 100 years old. Some folks even say that he lives only off acorns, positive vibes and morning dew. I'm not sure about all that. I just know him as Haze Outdoors. So we'll go and see if we can find the man. Excuse me, I've been hearing reports that there's some strange sounding northerner down here.
Not you, not
no,
just you.
Usually they know, they just say some big eared Geordie.
That's
this,
me.
Ladies and gentlemen, is Haze Outdoors.
Big eared northerner, how are you doing?
We are going to go down and see about getting wet. So we will, if there's anything worth finding, we'll show you. If
Hopefully
not,
we'll be cooking, won't we? Hopefully. We'll be a catch and cook. We'll see.
if we don't find out, this is going to be a very short video.
No, it's not.
Right. Here we are, all dressed up.
Look at us go, look. Already.
Let's go and get wet. And here is Mr. Haze, gracefully entering the water. The conditions today really were stacked against us. Very large tides, swell and a building weather front. This did make things challenging, but we were not to be deterred. Almost straight away I found a little lobster tight under a rock. Angry little fella and far too small to take. We agreed that I would try my best to wrangle some crabs and lobsters, and Paul would try for a fish with his spear. As you can see, you really do need to get right down in amongst the rocks and the crevices. As you can see, the rain came in. Luckily enough, I was already wet. I did find a few spiders tucked away, but all being female, I let them go. You can see here how much current we were fighting. Mr. Velvet on guard. Some huge wrasse taking shelter in amongst the kelp. You do have to be fast though. Inside this hole there was a great edible crab and a lovely dahlia anemone, but that crab would not come out. Luckily, under this rock I found something even better. What a beauty she was. No eggs, no V-notches. She is coming with me. Out on the sand, I found a patch of razor clams. They aren't easy to get out, but I did manage to wrangle a few. Not as easy as it looks. This interesting creature is a sea potato. They are a type of sea urchin that lives down in amongst the sand. They are harmless, and I found this one when I was digging out a clam. Interesting though, aren't they? And a tiny dragonette. On these outcrops of rocks there were some stunning wrasse. As I was busy following wrasse around, Paul managed to find a cracking triggerfish. By the time we got out of the water, the battery on my GoPro had died, so I didn't get a chance to do an explanation of what we'd found. But we did get a cracking lobster, some fantastic razor clams, and a stunning triggerfish. You might have noticed from some of my videos before that I generally have things planned out quite well. This, I think, is what's known as the haze effect. Yeah, well, we got out of the water. I don't know if you can see him down there. We got out of the water, got all the gear sorted, got changed, and I says, I tell you what, I'll run up the hill, go and get one of the cars, and I'll come down, we can pick up all the gear. Anyway, the time it's taken for me to leave, get off the rocks, and get back down here, the tide's coming. I tried to wade through and got hit by a big wave. So yeah, I think that what we're going to do is I'll lower a rope down, get all the gear, and he's going to have to take his trousers off. But yes, it's a bit like Murphy's Law, apart from it's called the haze effect. Come on lad, you can do it! Right, don't slip over now. Don't slip over now. Hey Paul, you've forgotten something. You're going to have to go back, you've forgotten something. What? No, so I'm winding you up. This is the type of thing that you've got to contend with being a YouTuber. Here we are, we're just prepping everything to start having our cook-up. And the haze effect, once again.
No, I don't think the haze effect didn't forget his wooden stove, did he?
Yeah.
The haze effect pissing about with his drone behind the scenes.
He's trying to get some really artistic shots with his very fancy drone.
And it's working.
Yeah, great. I've just had like horrific flashbacks of Skynet taking over.
It does look a bit Skynet, but it'll all make sense in my video, so come over to my channel and have a look at it.
So go over to his channel and see how he makes me look like a complete idiot.
No.
Voice is over with
You do that yourself.
Yeah. In fact, actually getting to this mark would be quite good with like a Benny Hill soundtrack.
It was, wasn't it? It was, yeah.
Yeah, we're just he's running his drone and someone keeps phoning him, so he keeps losing signal with it.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a sly bet on the side that he's going to lose it, so you might not see any drone footage. Yeah, all I'm doing is I'm going to be using like a mixture between a rocket stove and a Swedish torch. You'll have seen some of these in my other videos. I've also got a video on the Fish Locker Workshop channel showing you how I make these. Really simple and fantastic to use like this. And we're going to be cooking our lobster and our razor clams.
Sorry mate, don't mind me, just being all arty and that. I just flanged into cliff. You've got another channel just doing like other stuff? I'm not helping you promote, I'm genuinely interested.
The Fish Locker Workshop.
You do? What, making all this sort of stuff?
Everything technical, like the rigs, the knots. I even make them. You ever used to have band arrows when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Make them on there. The whole lot.
I'll be sure. I'll subscribe to that, mate.
There you go. The Fish Locker Workshop channel. And obviously, if you fancy it, you can go over to Paul's channel.
I mean,
as
that's
well.
a good advert for you, that me saying that, because I'm well respected in the fishing community.
Yeah, did you know he's sponsored by a brewery?
And I'm sponsored
Who
by
can
a
get
brewery.
sponsored by a brewery? I've been speaking to the wrong people, haven't I?
There you go. Right, there we go for drone. Just tilt it and she goes
Just
up,
like
yeah.
that.
You get what you pay for.
Because of the weather where we were was getting worse, we've come to a nice little sheltered spot to do our cook-up. Now, at the moment we're just setting up. Paul's been doing really bushcrafty things. I'm going to be using it's a mixture of a rocket stove and a Swedish torch. I'm just going to be using a little bit of kindling, and we have some shavings of some fat wood in there, courtesy of
the fat wood.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do that because that's arrogant. Sorry about that. No, deal with it. Deal with it.
See what I have to deal with now, don't you?
Here's a pen.
Yeah, I'm just going to be we're going to be doing two different things. I'm going to be cooking the lobster on the Swedish torch, and Paul is going to be cooking the razor clams on his
On my Bushbox XL in the Billy Can pot. We're going to use a little bit of Tubby Tom's. It's got Carolina Reaper in it, so
right.
quite spicy.
And that didn't seem like a sales pitch at all.
It's not. I'm not even sponsored by him. I shouldn't have said it. Hey.
Aye, so we'll get ourselves organised. We'll get these lit, and then we will show you how we do. Paul is cooking up a storm over there. Hopefully I'll be able to pinch his little bit of a video about how he's preparing that. I've just got the rocket stove going. You can see it's burning well in there. Now, I was talking to one of my subscribers, and he was mentioning in my last video where I used a rocket stove and I used some screws, and he says all I do is just use some flat stones. So I'll give it a go. The only thing I will say about putting stones near a fire is, if you are going to put any stones near a fire, in a fire, on a fire, you need to make sure that they're from a dry place. If you've collected them from below the waterline, these ones here were from up here, above the waterline. If the stones have been below the waterline, they can become impregnated with water. When you put them on a fire, next to a fire like this, the water inside can turn to steam and the rocks can explode. So you need to make sure that the rocks are dry and from a dry place. Also, cooking our lobster, I've covered this before in other videos. I'm just going to simply boil it. All you need to use is clean seawater. If you haven't got clean seawater, then use fresh water with salt added. People have also asked me, what does clean seawater look like? When the water is this clean,
It's so clean, isn't it?
that clean, as in it's crystal clean, that's clear seawater. Now, I'm just going to put that on there, and we're going to get the water up to the boil. I've got my water just coming up to the boil. You can see the stove there. And Mr. Haze is dealing with the razor clams.
best way I can, which isn't brilliant.
Nobody can ask any more than your best, can they?
That's it, that's all I'm doing.
Cooking of these lobsters, so simple. There's no need to overcomplicate it. When you're cooking it like this, all you need to do is you've got your water at a rolling boil. See how fierce it's boiling? So you've got your water to a rolling boil. Put your lobster in. It will knock off the boil because the lobster will cool down the temperature of the water. When the water comes back to a rolling boil again, 2 more minutes and then it's done. That's how simple it is. And literally as soon as it's done, get it straight out of the water. If you're cooking it at home, I would recommend that you have like an ice bath. Fill your sink up full of cold water and put some ice in it, so you can put the lobster straight in there. That cools it down and it stops the cooking process. Otherwise, because the shell retains a bit of heat, it will keep cooking the lobster. Now we're going to eat it straight away, so it's not going to matter. Let's get the lobster on. These razor clams that have been cooked up on this stove here.
You're probably not supposed to eat this all bit, but it's where all nutrients are.
You can have as many as you want.
Oh, yeah. Oh, lobster. I'm having some lobster there. Don't think about that. You're having it all.
Right, as you can see here now, we're back up to the rolling boil again. 2 more minutes, it's ready to come off. Right. That's it, it's extra 2 minutes now. All I've got in here is I've just got a little glass jar with some butter in it. I'm just going to melt some butter off. Yeah, it's ready to go.
That's a beautiful looking thing. Look at it.
Let's get stuck in.
Let's get stuck in. And what do you say you're doing with butter? Just warm it butter through.
Yeah.
So we can just
literally sitting in a little bit of water. So we'll have some melted butter to dip it in.
Yes. Matt,
do you want to do the honours or?
Me mate, you do honours.
No, I'll tell you what, do it like a chicken leg.
Have your guess, hold on.
Do it like a wishbone.
Shall we? Here we go, look. Oh, I wish it was a little bit taller. Right. Oh no mate, yeah, you have that one. Side all them clams. You have the bigger one.
There's plenty enough to go around.
No, come on.
No, you do it.
I insist. Come on. Yes.
Right, I'll just take a knocking rock, find somewhere hard, give it a good.
Oh, there's nothing like it. It's a Ford lass.
Good when they've had a hard shell.
Yeah, there's no water retention. Oh, that's it, man.
Don't forget.
Oh, look at this, he's spoiling me, look. Let's have a go at butter. Yes. And a hard-fought lobster that John wrestled out.
I was just going to say, you did really well getting it out.
Well, how did you get it out of there? Is it on film or?
No. On the film, I was raking about in all these rocks. I found an edible crab. I couldn't get it out, and I was feeling a little bit despondent. I thought I was letting the side down.
You had to flag for Cornwall, didn't you?
And I'd diving down amongst all these rocks, and just saw a single one of these antennas poking out. I thought, I know what that is. dived down there and found it, and it was underneath a massive rock. But there was holes on a couple of sides. So I raked out all the little stones, put my lobstering hook, went down under one side and waggled it about. So it turned round to face it, and then all I did was I went round the opposite side of the rock, put my hand underneath and got hold of its tail.
And the rest?
Because I needed both hands, I couldn't show you in the video.
Well, if it's a toss-up between filming it and getting fodder, then it's...
Well, that was it. I'd done a video recently where I was videoing me getting a lobster out, and another lobster come out and collared me. So I thought, I'm not going to make that mistake twice.
Yeah, you can't eat a GoPro. Oh. That is despicable. I've never had it with melted butter. That's unreal.
I was just going to say, you do some with yabbies, don't you? You get hold of the tail and turn it and put it out. It doesn't work with lobsters.
No.
Well, I don't know how you do yours. I mean, this is the easiest way I've found. Female lobsters, which this one is, you will see that inside of them they have this red there.
Oh, like a little tomato.
Hold on now. Call it the tamale, and you can either eat it now, or if you dried it at home or wherever, you can use it as like a sprinkling to go into your hollandaise sauce or into your seafood sauce. Really nice taste to it. See
Mine shot there. Can you see me? I didn't know that. And is it just the females?
It's undeveloped eggs.
Is it?
If you look at them,
They won't all have it in there, no?
No. If you look at them, you see, look, it's just
undeveloped eggs. I'm going to eat it now.
right with the lobster.
Got a weird
All I've done
texture.
is just, I don't know if you saw me break the end of the tail fan off. You've seen this in my videos. Once you've got it, you can open it out flat on a rock. You can't see in frame.
I've got you. You'll teach us, because you're teaching me at the same time as you're teaching these lot.
Right. Easiest way to do it, you've got your shell, give it one of these, and then open it out flat, give it one of them, and it just comes straight off.
Oh, I'm using that because
people go on about messing about, pushing your hand through it.
Yeah,
there you go, look,
that's all meat.
Just in two perfect halves.
Yes.
Now, second part, you'll know about this, so I'll mention it.
Yep.
If you get hold of these two bits, there is an intestine line inside this tail. If you pull the top off like that,
Pretty clean.
yeah, it runs down the inside of there. But there is more of that. To my like.
I'll have it. Do you not like it? It's a bit rough. It's got a weird texture to it. It's almost grainy, isn't it?
Wait, it's just like caviar.
Lobster caviar dipped in butter. You what?
There is that intestine line that I was talking about.
Weird that.
Right. Where's your... Which piece do you want?
Yep, biggest piece. You get biggest one.
That's one thing that's possibly somewhat for parents, is when you've got two young uns. All what my gran used to do it, if we had one cake, one of us had to cut it in half,
The other choosies.
and the other choosies.
There you
So
go.
you always made sure that it was a perfect half, didn't you?
Oh, look at these. Let them get dripping in butter. Look at that. How's that? Oh man, that did not go to waste. Oh, cheers. A little bit of butter, that who'd have thought?
I never used to eat it with butter, I used to just have it with lemon. It was my wife. Come on a foraging thing with me, we cooked it up on the beach and she was like, I want butter with it. So I just got, that's actually, this little glass thing here, is a creme brulee dish.
Oh man. I'll tell you what, mate.
The stove's still doing well.
After how long we were in the sea, after how long we were in the sea, this is a perfect reward for having the day we've had. 4 hours in that. Wow.
I was going to say another perfect thing about these type of stoves. Like you say, I was all cooked on. But with other things like a disposable barbecue or like your push box. The best thing with this is once you finish with it, you can literally...
Don't retain its heat, does it, like that thing?
No, not like the rest of it.
Yeah.
You could take that and chuck it in sea to cool it off, or chuck it on your bonfire, or do whatever you want to do with it.
Perfect. I'll put a link to your other channel actually below this video so that you can all go and have a look how you make this sort of stuff. It's definitely worth a watch.
Very, very simple. Yeah, that's the Fish Locker Workshop.
The Fish Locker Workshop. But do go check out his main channel first, because that is, the back catalogue is ridiculous if you're into this sort of stuff. And fishing, mainly, innit? Lovely, mate. Absolutely lovely. Look at that. You're a natural. That's why it's good. It's good filming with you, because you know it's not full of shit. I mean, you know what you're on about, and normal.
When I first started, it was such an alien concept. It was such a difficult thing to do. I just felt like I did the whole time.
Yeah.
I started out where it was just me. Nearly all of my videos to start with were just me. And then I started taking a little with me. It was just...
Gotta be brave, haven't you?
Well, he'd been going on boat with me since he was 1 year old. But the way that I did it to start with, to try and get myself over the weird feeling, was I just pretended I had a mate with me.
That's what I do all the time. These lot of my mates.
I pretended
genuinely.
That I had one of my real good friends with me, and he just didn't know what I was doing. So I just explained it like I was doing it to a mate. So it's like an informal chat with a pal.
Yep. That's why we're getting on all right. It's not all weird telly shit, is it? It's not like... What else can you have out of that?
And we're both mad as a box of frogs.
And we're both mad as a box of frogs, and from the same coastal town up north.
Does that look appetising to you?
Yeah.
You knock yourself out.
What? Is it, can you?
The only thing going in is the gills.
No, I'm not going in. I'm happy with it.
I don't like that, look, watch.
Oh, yes, mate.
Right. These are the gills on the side. Don't eat them.
Don't look too clever, do you?
There is next to nought in there. There's just a little bit of that tamale left. I was just about to say that all of this shell, what we'll do is we'll take it down into one of the rock pools, put it under some of the rocks. That way, if there's any other little bits of meat we've missed, the crabs, the blennies, the gobies, they'll pick it all clean. So absolutely nothing went to waste.
All back into ecosystem. Love it, mate. Love it. Yeah. Well done. Well.
It should have been one of them.
Oi! Nice one. Covered in butter and lobster juice. That's how we like to roll. Let's go and wash hands off. Lovely stuff.
Right, we've wrapped up, tidied everything away. We had to move sharpish because we were about to be cut off again.
And I can't help but get locked off with back tide these days.
We've had a fantastic time. I mean, it's turned into a lovely afternoon. Who would have thought by looking at today what it was going to turn out like? I hope you've enjoyed joining us. I've had a fantastic time. Spent a long time in the water though, didn't we?
4 hours till our tongues went all weird.
I'm absolutely knackered.
Yeah.
I hope the underwater footage has turned out alright. I hope there's going to be a little bit of drone footage in there for you as well. I hope you've enjoyed joining us. If you like this type of video and the bushcrafting type of videos, I want to drop over onto Paul's channel, which is called Haze Outdoors. That's his specialty.
Lower your standards, your expectations, and squint your eyes a little bit and you might enjoy it.
Don't turn the subtitles on.
Yeah,
because it will make even less sense than listening to us.
When we're on with camera off, we're even more northern, aren't we? So it's difficult to understand us, sorry.
I hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you later.
See ya.